everybody. I'm Larry Ridley. Welcome to the NFL on EA Sports. Two running backs will take the field today in hopes of leading their team to victory out on that field. It's Miller's Texans going up against Blunt's Patriots. With that, we'll send you up to Gillette Stadium in Foxborough as we say hello to our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Thank you very much, Larry. While the skies may be ominous, there's never a bad day for football. Tonight, we've got a good AFC matchup on tap between the Houston Texans and the New England Patriots. Hi again, everybody. I'm Brandon Gaudin. To my left, as always, he's Charles Davis. And, Charles, we saw in the open, we've got a couple of great running backs in this game tonight, each capable of putting a team on his back.
And I'm excited to talk about the runners, not just the passers, who have a big hand in who's going to win this game. Both of these guys are do it all, can run it, can catch it. I can't wait to get this one started.
Here's the kicker, Nick Novak, to get us started. And we are underway in Foxborough. Danny Amendola on the return. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. And now we get a peek at Tom Brady, who has had 2 weeks to prepare for the divisional round game when they will face Houston at home. Of course, Tom, we know what he's done this year. Possible third MVP coming up for number 12.
He's been sensational. Let's just go ahead and put that on the table. And he has that fuel, that desire for another championship. So don't expect anything less than his best as the playoffs go on. Brock Osweiler and Houston coming to town. It's a decided advantage for Tom Brady.
In Brady's 12 starts, 11-1 this year. Now a first carry for LeGarrette Blount. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down. And on this offense, a guy that kind of came in under the radar, Lewis.
Hard to believe that Dion Lewis was that far under the radar. There is something to precedent from schools. Played at Pitt, and they do know how to churn out running backs.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here. Brady to throw on second down. Slant route caught by Edelman. That catch good for 5. It's third down. Here's the starters on defense for Houston, and get a good look at Jadeveon Clowney because the Oakland Raiders got a very good look at him in that wild card round, didn't they?
I really think that Bill O'Brien and the defensive staff did an excellent job making a scheme adjustment for Jadeveon Clowney this year. They moved him from outside linebacker back to his natural down defensive end position. Just allowed him to do what he does best. Chase quarterbacks, wreak havoc in the offensive backfield, and he's headed to his first Pro Bowl.
6 sacks on the season, and against Oakland, what an athletic pick to set up the Texans' first score. And the Texans have an extra defender in the secondary now on third down. And Blount loses the football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. Brady now on first down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
Second down to the offense in search of 6 yards. From the gun, it's Brady. Got a man complete. It's Chris Hogan. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Able to get away.
That's why you keep the legs churning.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
But when it comes to the running game, the New England Patriots, they're one of the few teams in the NFL that I don't think care much about balancing things out.
Last year, to your point, 5th in passing yardage, number 30 in the run game.
What they want to do each and every week is make a game plan based on their opponent, not so much their own personnel, and they try to attack that way.
They'll run again with Blunt, fighting him off.
Just ran right through the trash.
8 yards there on the carry, and now they're left with a much more manageable 3rd and 3.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball, because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
It's been a 7-play opening drive, and this is 3rd and short.
We got three, fellas. We got 3. Let's go! Like 20!
Brady going to try and throw on 3rd down. Surveying the field. Caught left side, Bennett. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. And give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks, because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Bernardrick McKinney there to make the stop.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Like 20!
Brady gives now to Blunt. And an alley to run. And he's in. Touchdown, Patriots. LeGarrette Blunt taking it in from 24 yards out. And the Patriots drive right down the field and score on the opening drive. A nice run by him, don't get me wrong, but the blocking up front was a thing of beauty.
I think for an opening drive, how about that for an exclamation point? Just what you said. Good blocking, good vision, and he accelerated to the end zone.
Now Stephen Gostkowski on for the extra point. And he gets it to make it 7-0 Patriots. A 10-play drive that time. And it ends in a touchdown run by LeGarrette Blunt. Gostkowski now, after the touchdown, he'll send this one away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. And here comes Brock Osweiler, the Houston Texans. Big win, first round of the playoffs against Oakland. A little bit of a redemption for Osweiler. Numbers weren't the best, 14 to 25, 168 yards and a touchdown. But just to get a playoff win after so much has gone against him this year in the media, probably a nice thing.
I thought it was a great thing for not just him, but for the Texans as a whole. Because remember, they signed him, the huge offseason signing, the quarterback they needed to get over the hump. And he lost his job before the end of the regular season. Able to get it back for the playoffs and get that win, That's why they signed him. That's what he has to build on.
On the ground, this is Lamar Miller. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
So, Brandon, as we prepared for Houston's game against Oakland in the wild card playoffs, I think we both agreed that running back Lamar Miller for the Texans would naturally be a focal point.
And he was 31 carries, most of any of the tailbacks this past weekend in the wild card games. 73 yards and a touchdown. They didn't need a whole lot offensively, though, because their defense was so good.
Their defense, #1 ranked in the NFL all season long, held up very well against Oakland in the playoffs. That allowed Lamar Miller to control the game by carrying the football 31 times.
Offensive starters here. Wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins, a talented wide receiver.
And he's still looking for that ultimate recognition. He wants to be mentioned with the best receivers in the game. His numbers suggest that we should do so.
Incomplete pass on 2nd down. Let's see what the offense draws up here on 3rd. Out of the gun, it's Osweiler. It finds his target, Fuller. And he will have 1st down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables. Otherwise, they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
On 1st down, Osweiler. And this is going to be caught. No, they say it's incomplete. C.J. Fedorowicz, the intended receiver. That'll bring up 2nd down. And quickly, let's check out the New England defense.
Malcolm Butler's rise to fame culminated with a fantastic play in the Super Bowl, but what a tremendous success story. Totally off the radar, has turned himself into an NFL starter.
And on 2nd and 10 now.
Watch that in. Watch that in. Tight end's right. Tight end's right. Hey, we got 4. We got 4 down. 4 down. Let's go. Blue line it. Blue line it.
Now it's Miller. And he'll take this for about 4 up to the 46-yard line. Devin McCourty brings him down.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
And the offense in that middle ground here on 3rd down, 3rd and 5.
Here we go now. Green, 39. Green.
Off the play fake. Here's Osweiler. Toward the sideline. He will have the 1st down. Good catch. He was able to keep the feet in bounds.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the 1st down. And that's what he just did.
And here comes play number 6 on this drive. Now Osweiler on 1st down. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he showcases the spin. A pretty good game before he's taken down. It's a gain of 7, and it'll make it 2nd down. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make someone miss in the open field.
And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
I know tight ends love this route because a lot of times they'll fake a block first and get a little bit of space and then come across the middle because in their mind, they're thinking catch the ball and then drop the hammer on the little guys in the secondary.
Unable to drop the hammer, he just dropped the pass.
An extra corner on the field for New England here on 3rd down.
Yeah, another DB. Osweiler now to throw on 3rd down. Griffin's got it, middle of the field. 14 yards there on the pickup, and the Texans are going to have a first. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is now with his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play, but what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
Delay of game, offense. Still first down.
Now this will be the 9th play on this drive.
Here we go now. Green, 39.
Throwing again, Osweiler. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
So the numbers weren't the same as the last game of the regular season for DeAndre Hopkins, but still had a nice impact against Oakland. 5 catches, 67 yards, and a touchdown, and that's what they need. They need DeAndre Hopkins controlling things on the perimeter to open things up for Lamar Miller running it.
They're really going to need everything in the kitchen sink against New England, aren't they?
The kitchen sink, rest of the house, the whole deal. But I don't count them out. I give them a puncher's chance. If Brock Osweiler can really contain himself, take care of the football, and Hopkins can make some big plays out wide,
Could get interesting.
could get interesting. I like that one, partner. They go back-to-back with excellent gains, and really it shouldn't be a surprise who they were throwing the ball to. He's their best guy.
Yeah, we knew that they would get him involved early. They're doubling down on getting him involved early.
Don't be surprised they'll come right back to him again. They haven't shown the propensity to be able to stop him.
And this seemingly endless drive continues.
Let's go. Blue landed.
They'll try to punch it in with Miller. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game?
Here we go now. 3, let's go.
2nd and goal to go now. And they'll give Miller another crack. And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
Here's Osweiler to throw, and this is going to be incomplete. The Pro Bowler DeAndre Hopkins, the intended receiver, and it brings up 4th down.
And that was a nice play. He knocked it away, but obviously you want the interception in this situation. You want to take away any chance that they have any decision to make on 4th down, but things happen so quickly in the end zone in this compressed area of the field that you're just happy to knock it away and not allow a touchdown.
So on 4th down, the Texans will call on their field goal unit, and on comes Nick Novak. From the right hash at a bit of a tight angle. And the 10-year vet knocks it through the goalpost, and they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So a 15-play drive. Can't believe that only resulted in 3, but it did.
That is somewhat amazing, isn't it? When you hold the ball that long, run offense that well, yet only put 3 points on the board, it has to be a little bit of a disappointment, doesn't it?
Has to. Now it's Nick Novak back out following his field goal to send it away. This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Texans defense, we watch them get set to go. And a touchdown given up the last time they were out there, so maybe need to refocus a little bit.
And make sure that they don't start finger pointing with each other, because oftentimes when a touchdown's given up, you say, okay, where did that happen? Who broke down? Who gave it up? Instead, just go back out there, be a unit again, and try and play a little bit better.
Yeah, see if they can play a little bit better on this drive. Brady now on first down. He's got time. To the left side and complete for Julian Edelman. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. He had time, was able to survey the field and find a soft spot in that zone coverage.
And that's where it gets difficult for a defender, Brandon. You go to your spots on the field that you have to cover, and when the offense finds an area that you're not in, that's where they throw the football.
Hey, we got tight left. Watch tight end. Watch tight end. Key him. Key the tight end. All right, here we go. Move 20.
They'll run it now out of the gun. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs, and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. At the end of 1, 7-3 the score. And we'll return to Foxborough after this.
The NFL on EA Sports is brought to you by Head & Shoulders. Shoulders were made for greatness, not dandruff.
Alongside Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, it's the Patriots in possession to begin quarter number 2, and they've got it here with a first down. Again, here's Blunt. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
A 1-yard gain can look like a disaster, but it all depends on how the game is going. Is it a series of 1-yard gains running the ball? If that's the case, you might have to start thinking about throwing it a little bit more. But if it's just the occasional 1-yard run, hey, congratulations to the defense. They won that one. Come back and get them the next time.
On 2nd down, here's Brady. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. The former 7th-round pick, Julian Edelman, just continues to have such a productive career.
And has made himself into a receiver. Remember, he was a college quarterback, and not just a productive one, a very good one.
At Kent State, right?
Yes, a great leader, a guy who could make plays with his feet and his arm. Got to the NFL and had to convert into being a receiver and was drafted that way. And that conversion, oh boy, it's been good.
They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. On first down, Brady out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. It's a 4-yard pickup, and it'll make it a 2nd down.
I'm going to show my age here a little bit. We used to talk about running backs catching the ball as safety valves. Nowadays, they're a big part of the passing offense.
Quit acting like you're so old. You're only 65. They'll run it now out of the gun. Ooh, with a juke. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. And a nice carry there of 15 yards.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick, and shifty. Can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary. And that led to a really nice game.
So it'll be first down here after the run. They'll run it now out of the gun. And down inside the 15 he goes. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
That's another nice run, and I have to tell you, some of the coaches that I played for, their philosophies were always different when they see a guy running the ball well. Some of them wanted to immediately go to play action and throw it now because it's wide open. While other coaches said, you know something? Until they stop him, that big boy's going to keep getting the football. And that might be the direction that they're going to go right now.
20. Into the red zone, it's Brady. That is caught at the 7-yard line. A gain of 6 there on first. Blunt, the lone running back. Brady to throw on second down. And this is caught. Touchdown, Patriots. Julian Edelman from 6 yards away. And the Patriots add on to their lead. And he's a little bit on the shorter side as a receiver. Maybe sometimes for the defense, tough to find the little guys, right?
Yeah, sometimes they get lost in the traffic, but usually what it means is that rather than just winning with height or even speed, they use their quickness to find a way to get open.
Well, tall, short, wide, skinny, whatever, there it results in a touchdown. Gostkowski for the point after. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. And it ends with a New England touchdown. Gostkowski now after the touchdown. He'll send this one away. This is taken at his 4. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. As the Houston Texans trot back out, you know, this offense last year in the wild card round put up a goose egg against Kansas City, lost 30-0. So while they had their moments that weren't so great in round 1 this year, they did get 27 points on the board in a big win.
You just felt like that was such a great learning experience for them, and they really put it to good practice in this year's wild card game. Remember, last season they gave up the opening kickoff for a touchdown. So they were chasing right from the word go. This year's game, they controlled the game, get out in front. I think Bill O'Brien had his guys ready to play.
All right, here we go.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Lamar Miller. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and it'll be second and very short.
Really tough drive, but that run help salvage something there because now there's something positive that came out of it. They got to see good blocking, good push by the offensive line, wide receivers trying to get involved, a good run by the back, and now maybe it'll be a catalyst for them to look at going forward, watching it on tape. Maybe they can keep incorporating that type of a run into their offense.
Now let's go. 3-19.
On second down, Osweiler. Right side, caught Fedorowicz. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you can get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
Tight end to the right, boy. Tight end to the right.
They come out here in the eye. A first down carry now for Miller. And he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46. And the tackle there by Chris Long.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
They'll run it again with Miller. And some space here. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
And that's how you run the football and run it successfully. Big-time chunk of yardage picked up, but why? Offensive linemen won at the point of attack. Their leverage way better than the defenders. The low man wins when you're getting underneath and trying to move people. And that's exactly what happened on that play. The offensive line moved the defensive front, created space, and the end result, a fantastic run.
Now a handoff to Miller. He finds some open field here. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
And the tackle's made there by one of the secondary members. And I can guarantee you, having played that spot in the huddle right now or on the field, they're urging for a little bit more support from the guys up front. I actually remember one game where I hopped over a defensive lineman to make a tackle downfield and realized he was 10 yards downfield. That's not good. That's being driven off the line of scrimmage, and you can't have that if you're going to win a game on defense.
Now a run. This is Alfred Blue. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs.
Whenever we meet with coaches and they always talk about wanting to establish running the football, it's oftentimes with a good tight end who can control the line of scrimmage and the point of attack, and they're becoming harder to find because the colleges are giving us a whole lot of receiving tight ends, former wide receivers who can run, not necessarily block very well. In this case, though, we saw 2 tight ends on the field, both of them with the ability to block, and he ran the ball successfully behind that power set.
Throwing, Osweiler can't find anyone open. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. On second down, here's Miller. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a third down.
No gain on that run, and while the team is down, there's still time to come back and win the football game. If I'm the offensive coordinator, though, I've got to think about moving at a faster pace and maybe opening things up a little bit and throwing it a little bit more.
So here we go now. An extra defensive back in there on 3rd and 10. From the shotgun, Osweiler. And that is incomplete. Will Fuller was the intended target. And now it's 4th down. And for the second time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. It'll be from the right hash, and it'll be a 36-yarder. And Novak's kick is good. And a second field goal here cuts their deficit to 14-6 now. So in the end, they had the ball for 10 plays, but the drive only yields 3 points.
Yeah, they were able to move the football, but the defense stiffened once their backs were to the end zone, and they were able to hold them to just 3.
Now it's Nick Novak back out following his field goal to send it away. This is taken at his 4. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Now the Patriots offense, they work their way back out onto the field. And that last drive was very, very balanced, pretty methodical. You think they go that route again?
I'm always of the school that until they stop me from doing something, I'm going to continue. And I think that that's exactly what they'll look to do. But the beauty is the balance that they've created sets up opportunities for big plays. Looks like a run, turn into a play action, and throw one deep.
They start on the ground here with Blunt. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 12 yards on the pickup, and that's good for a New England first down.
And that run was what a lot of people call an explosive run. Gave them good yardage, solid yardage. They feel good about the whole thing, and they did it behind a two tight end set. It's always interesting to watch what offenses want to do with the two tight ends. Sometimes they line them up together for a power set. Sometimes they put one on each side of the line of scrimmage to balance things out. No matter what, though, when you see two tight ends on the field, your first thought is to think run. In this case, the offense was able to run successfully.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
Now Brady throwing on second down. Over the middle, Julian Edelman, it's complete. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down. They brought in an extra defensive back here, so probably not expecting a run on 3rd and 3.
A good call.
Brady going to throw, and he'll have his man. That's Edelman. A nice pickup there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
Throughout his career, Tom Brady has made a living with the quick pass, hasn't he? How about that one? A little slant inside, and I think his arm's gotten stronger throughout his career, too.
Yeah. And you can just see one of many examples of why he's made more trips to the Super Bowl than any other quarterback.
Footwork, intelligence, competitiveness. That's Tom Brady in a nutshell.
Now a toss play to Blunt. He'll get only a couple down to the 44. Brian Cushing, the linebacker, in on the tackle.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. First level defensive line, second level linebackers, third level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a first level run, and it was stopped by a second level player.
20!
They'll run it here with Blunt. And he's got room. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. So a minute 56 to play in this first half. Back to Foxborough after this. Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando where Larry Ridley is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half.
Tight, watch left. Tight, watch left. Everyone's got 25, check 25.
On 1st and 10, here's Brady. Wide open, Julian Edelman. And down inside the 15 he goes. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue. And now the passing game here in the second quarter starting to heat up a little bit.
Don't you feel the rhythm starting to happen, right? You see it, now the confidence is starting to rise. I think now as a play caller, because that has happened, you lean on it a little bit more. You don't go totally away from running the football, but you do say, guess what? We can throw it well with a whole lot of confidence.
Into the red zone, it's Brady. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. On second down, here's Brady. That is caught at the 7-yard line. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down.
If you're running out route, it's likely you're going to end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
Play number 9 set to come here on the drive on 3rd and 2. Brady going to try and throw on 3rd down. He's got time in the pocket. Look at the time. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. Now the Texans are going to stop it as a signal for a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And now following that timeout, the defense back out onto the field. So on 4th down, Brady will yield to Gostkowski for the field goal try. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And Gostkowski's kick is good. And that will extend their lead here to 17-6. And that field goal caps an 11-play drive.
That's a lot of offense to run to only get 3 points, but they'll take them. Anytime you can put anything on the board, you run to your sideline somewhat happy.
Gostkowski now converted for 3. Now he'll kick this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. And now out comes Houston. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
On 1st and 10, it's Osweiler. Can't find anyone, and down he goes. Osweiler sacked. Dante Hightower coming on the blitz. He gets him for a loss of 7.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. So we've reached halftime here at Gillette Stadium with the Patriots on top. As we'll send you down the coast to Orlando, where we check in with our friend Larry Ridley and the EA Sports Halftime Report. Larry?
Thanks, Brandon, and welcome to our EA Halftime Report. I'm Larry Ridley. The Patriots want to continue to give their fans something to cheer about in the second half. The Texans, on the other hand, want to quiet this crowd and turn things around. All right, let's take a look at some of the highlights from the first half. Patriots have it at the 25. Blunt's going to take it off the right side, and this run goes for a touchdown. Patriots with the early advantage. End of the first quarter. Hopkins is the target here, and he'll eventually be brought down, but not before getting to the 2-yard line. Later on the drive, they'd stall out, settle for a field goal. Patriots have it early in the second. Brady's on point with the throw, and he'd cap off the 10-play drive with a TD. Patriots push their lead to 11. 1st and 10. Brady's going to complete the pass from the gun, and it's going to end up going for a gain of 17. Patriots would stall out, though, and settle for a field goal. That'll do it for us here at EA Sports Studios. Let's get back out to Brandon and Charles for the call of the second half. Brandon.
Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be taken in at the 1. Heading out is the Texans offense as they get set to take over here. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. Second half begins with a run from Miller. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
We just saw another example of how the defense is winning this game. Really at the point of attack, the offensive line is just getting pushed around. I think now as a play caller, you got to give them a little bit of help. Maybe keep your tight ends a little bit more. Maybe the running backs help you a little bit with the pass blocking. But you've got to help them get some confidence because you can't abandon the play calling right now.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here. Miller, the lone setback. They snap it at 1. Now it's Osweiler. And his throw is incomplete. He was looking for Keith Mumphrey that time. And it's third down.
Third and 11, 5 in the secondary now.
Nickel look. From the shotgun, Osweiler. Finding time. Can't find anyone, and down he goes. Osweiler sacked. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
Here's Shane Leckler now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. It's taken to the 26. Now a hit and a loose football. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. The dive unsuccessful. The big fella can't pick it up.
I don't know why, but it's always agonizing to me to see a guy make a mistake in this phase of the game because you could it's all on him. All eyes there. He's got a chance to make a punt return, and instead he ends up putting it on the carpet.
Puts it on the carpet. The little rubber pellets shoot up. Never a good sign for a returner on this field turf surface.
No, not at all. And a bunch of them go up when they're all trying to get to the football, don't they?
After review of the play, the line on the field is reversed.
The drive starts with a handoff to Blunt. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36. Tackle made there by Quentin Demps.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
Now a carry for Blunt. And he's got it up over the 40 to the 41. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a third and about 4 more for a first.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
From the gun on third down, Brady. And he will find his man. That's Hogan, complete. It goes as a gain of 6, and it's a first down.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. Give him 13 on the pickup there. And it'll be first down, New England.
Most players will tell you that night games, while they can be fun, they're really hard to prepare for because you wake up on game day and all you want to do is get to the stadium and let's get going. But you got to bank that fire a little bit and hold it until the evening. It's almost like a Broadway premiere. Got to wait until the nighttime to go out there in front of the bright lights. And boy, has he harnessed himself really well, and now he's unleashing it on the opponents.
Caught left side, Bennett. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end. A guy that you can line up anywhere, in the slot, out wide, in tight. Doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch. Now Blunt. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs. And third quarter here, you've got the lead. This is where that strong run game can really benefit you. Stayed in bounds there, kept the clock going.
I like all the points you just made there. And if you throw the football and it's incomplete, now you've stopped the clock and you've helped out the guys on the other side of the ball. So keep it in the hands of those runners. Keep moving it. Keep grinding clock.
Throwing on first down is Brady. Slant route caught by Edelman. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
This will be caught just inside the 10. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it leads to a first and goal.
Quarterbacks like throwing the slant route, but they have to be careful about ball placement. They have to put it in a spot that makes sure the receiver has his body in front of the defender.
Brady. This will be caught at about the 6. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do, and it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there. You know, kind of like put up in the top shelf where the kids can't get it.
Here's Blunt. So he loses 3 yards there. Now third down.
From our vantage point, that was just one bad play by the offensive line. in a series of really good ones tonight, but I know that they're going to be really ticked off. It's a lot like a baseball pitcher losing a no-hitter late in the game.
So they're back at the 7 now for 3rd and goal.
Hey. 4 down. 20.
Now Brady. Surveying the field. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
And there's a good opportunity that just went awry there. A drop pass. I guess that's why they call them running backs and not catching backs.
Gostkowski now for the Pats field goal try. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And Gostkowski's kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So put another 3 on the board, and all things considered, a good opening drive here to begin the 3rd quarter.
It sure was. I think as a head coach, you're happy to come out and put a little drive together, take the 3 points, and build on your lead.
Gostkowski now converted for 3. Now he'll kick this one away. This is taken at his 4. Oh, nice move. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. And now out comes Houston. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
Double tight, guys, double tight. Hey, we got 4 down.
They'll try and get the run game going. This is Miller. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. They'll get 16 yards there. And it'll give the Texans a first down.
For so many years, I was convinced it was a myth, you know, because you always hear about the smaller running back. Oh, he gets lost, you can't find him, and sometimes that's part of his genius. But it's true. You get behind big offensive linemen, the defensive line guys trying to find him, trying to peek around people to see him, and he gets lost. But this guy gets lost in a good way for his offense, picking up big yardage.
They keep it with Miller on first down. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield after a gain of about 4. The safety, Patrick Chung, is the one who makes the stop.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
They isolate Hopkins on the left side. On 2nd down, here's Osweiler. Underneath for Miller. Muscles him off. And he's brought down. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage.
Now let's go. Green, 39.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this one down to the 36. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big, big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because it's usually 5 on 3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they will just roam and hit.
Osweiler, Mumphrey with it over the middle. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, You got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Completed pass on second down. Now it's third down as the defense looks for the stop.
Here we go now. Green, 39.
Now it's Osweiler. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he gets this down to the 18. Good enough for a first down. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains.
Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller sensed that the screen pass was available. Whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that pressure against the defense. And it worked very well there for a first down.
And now inside the red zone, the offense will operate. They go back to the ground now with Miller. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
When you're putting together a formula for winning defense, it's exactly what we're seeing in this game. Controlling the line of scrimmage, attacking, and changing everything so that now they're playing in the offense's backfield. They're playing an excellent game.
Offense walks to the line for play number 7 of the drive. On second down, Osweiler setting up the screen for Miller. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. They get 7 there on the screen. It'll set up a third down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
This will be the 8th play of the drive here. 3rd and 4. From the shotgun, Osweiler. He's got time. And this is going to be incomplete.
I'm not sure we can spot any tendency here on this third down. They could have run it or passed it. Either one was available. They chose to try and get it through the air, but they run successful.
On is Nick Novak now for the Texans field goal. And Novak's kick is good. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. So his 3rd field goal of the ball game brings him a bit closer, but there's no question they need to start turning some of these 3s into 6s.
And 7s and probably even 8s. You know, as a kicker, you just head out when you're called upon, so he's done his job. It's the rest of the offense that needs to get it in gear if they want to close this gap.
Now it's Nick Novak back out following his field goal to send it away. Now Amendola. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. So the Patriots coming out now. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Hey, tight end's right. Watch tight end.
They come out here in the eye. They'll begin here with Blunt. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. It'll be second down. So it's a quarter that saw these two teams trade field goals here as we've reached the end of 3 quarters of play. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Foxborough. We get set for the fourth quarter. Patriots have the lead. They also have the football. Brady to throw on second down. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
10 yards to go on third. Throwing is Brady on third down. He's got time in the pocket. And a dump off to White. Whoosh. A second spin.
Turning and turning and turning.
A big play there for the Patriots. 30 yards.
So what's the old expression that quarterbacks like to use when they decide to throw the football? I'm looking for either a touchdown or a check down. And he took the check down on that play, and it worked almost to perfection.
And now a first down following that long gain. They'll run it now out of the gun. So a good spin move, but not a whole lot to show after as he's taken down. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. The fourth quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
On second down, here's Brady. And his throw here is incomplete. Julian Edelman, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd and 4. From the gun on third down, Brady. And he will find his man. That's Hogan, complete. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
So frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
Throwing on first down is Brady. And Edelman got a big game going. That's complete again. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up second down.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
So 2nd and medium, 2nd and 5 now. They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Andre Howell, the one to bring him down. And in this situation with the lead fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
They'll give it to him right up the gun. And he'll have the first down, getting this one to the 14-yard line.
I always appreciate runners who understand situations. That was just 3rd and inches. No reason to dance around in the backfield and try and break off a bigger play. Just go pick up the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground.
We got 3, fellas. We got 3. Wait, 20. Wait, 20.
On 1st and 10. Here's Brady. And this is caught. It's Edelman. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Long drive. The defense just cannot seem to catch a break and get off the field. Blunt, the lone running back. And they'll give it to him here. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. 4 yards on the play, and that leads to the 1st and goal.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
And now for the offense, this is play number 11 here on this drive. Throwing now is Brady. And he floated one out there incomplete. He was looking for Julian Edelman that time. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
All defenders get tired of hearing about their lack of hands and why they're playing defense instead of offense. But in this situation, it was the hands that made the play. Batting the ball away on an attempted touchdown pass. Excellent job. Way to knock it down.
Now Brady throwing on 2nd down. Trying for Edelman again. This time he's got it. No gain that time on the completion, and it'll be 3rd down.
Pass complete, but no gain.
No yards.
Yeah.
So you file that as unsuccessful.
Yeah, you do, don't you? Except on the stats, throwing the ball.
Get a completion.
You get a catch.
Yeah.
But still,
no
yardage. Okay.
From the 3-yard line once more. Now here's 3rd and goal. They'll run for it with Dion Lewis. And he is in. Touchdown, New England. Dion Lewis taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Patriots add 6 to their lead. Able to punch it in on 3rd down makes it easier for those guys on the sideline. They didn't have a 4th down decision to make.
Yeah, could you feel the exhale? Because they were already thinking ahead, as all the good coaching staffs do. Anticipating, will we have to make the call? They already had it lined up. Never even got to it.
Extra point try for Gostkowski. And the lead is up to 18 now. That one was an extended drive, 14 plays all told, and it's finished off by a Pats touchdown. Gostkowski now, after the touchdown, he'll send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Now the Texans offense, they head back out to do battle here. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that.
Toe bashed it.
Super toe.
Let's go.
On 1st down, Osweiler setting up the screen for Miller. Shrugs the tackle.
Nice.
The 1st down screen pass, good for 5.
And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way. And really, we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
So we've got a 2nd and 5. They isolate Hopkins on the left side. On 2nd down, Osweiler. Mumphrey with it over the middle. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height, sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there. If he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback who has to slide and find open space to throw.
He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. He will have the 1st down as he's brought down up near midfield. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
Throwing now, Osweiler on 1st down. Complete to Mumphrey. And he'll get it down here to the 43. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion. And some options here for the offense on 2nd and 2. Again, Osweiler. Hopkins on the grab over the middle. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. 12 yards there as they move the chains. Quick pass play there on the slant, Charles. Works out well for the offense.
The offense loves it. The defender hates it. Hard to get through the body of the receiver to get to the football trying to cover a slant.
So the offense has it 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Osweiler. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. Give them 11 on the game there. And the Texans are going to have a 1st.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield, a really nice pickup.
And here comes play number 6 on this drive. From the red zone now, here's Osweiler on 1st down. Throw right side, complete to Williams. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up 1st and goal.
We just saw an example of what we talk about all the time when we meet with coaches. They want that hidden yardage to come to the front when they throw the football. Throw it, catch it, and then pick up more yardage after the catch.
Throwing again, Osweiler. And incomplete, he dropped it in the end zone.
After all the preparation, all the practice, a play like that will absolutely break your heart. They had everything they wanted, just unable to complete it. In the end zone, a big-time drop.
So incomplete on 1st. Let's see what 2nd down has in store. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Lamar Miller, an 8-yard touchdown run. And the Texans cut into that lead.
And that touchdown ends a streak, for lack of a better word, of 3 field goals that they put on the board previously. They finally cracked the code.
Yeah, they've been down there. They've been in enemy territory, as you said. They just hadn't been able to punch it in until that point. Nick Novak on now for the extra point. And that one makes this an 11-point deficit now. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And Lamar Miller caps it off with a touchdown run. Two scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And this is secured by the Patriots. Julian Edelman and the rest of the offense back onto the field now. And the stats on his game, they really tell the story. A strong start. I don't know that the defense has really changed a whole lot as opposed to maybe just sticking to that game plan and shutting him down now.
I like where you're going with that because normally we talk about adjustments and drastic changes in a game plan in order to shut someone down. But in this case, maybe they're just sticking with what they worked on all week and they're just making better plays. And so far, they've got to like what they've been doing in the second half.
They come out here in the eye. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Another good run for him. What else is new? That'll put him right at 150 yards for the game. So he's really made his presence felt in this one.
So 2nd and 9, the defense looking to put them in a bad spot here. Gonna give this time to the tailback. And he'll be stopped up quickly here at the 38. Only a gain of a couple there. That leaves them needing about 7 here on 3rd down. Time for a break. We'll come back to wrap this one up after this. So the Patriots with a football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. First down marker at the 31. It's 3rd down. Throwing is Brady on 3rd down. And he will find his man. That's Hogan, complete. Now the Texans are going to stop it as they signal for a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. All right, so the timeout over and all 11 men back out onto the field for the defense. Fresh set of downs here. They'll run it now out of the gun. So a nice job to... And now the Texans want to call another timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. The defense, they got a little bit of a breather. Now they're back and set as we resume play. Second down to the offense needing 5 yards. Brady gonna throw here. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes in bounds. He's been a busy man here in this one, and they're showing off some nice footwork to stay in bounds.
And with those types of catches and the volume that we've seen in this game, wouldn't you keep him busy as well?
I would.
Of course. You got to keep throwing it to him. He keeps making plays.
So still in search of the first down after that last completion. They come up in an offset eye. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he's able to pick up the first down before he's tackled right at the 10. Now hang on here. Timeout called by the defense. That'll be their third and final stoppage here as we step aside. So a defensive timeout, chance to regather, regroup, and get set as we resume action. And here comes play number 6 on this drive. First and goal, defense with their backs against the wall. And a nifty little deke juke spin move. Not a great deal there on the back end, but a nice gain still.
I know you're trying to wring every yard out of a run, but I think 9 yards there is ideal in this situation.
Yeah, now next couple plays, you only need 1 yard. Keep that clock rolling with a lead here in the fourth.
Yeah, what you're saying is maybe if it takes you 1 or 2 more runs to get the first down, that's extra time, extra plays. Really hurts the team on defense.
Watch left, watch left, watch left. Stop right there. 3 down.
Brady going to look to throw. And this is caught on the sideline. But no, they'll say out of bounds. He caught it but was not in bounds. Incomplete. They tried the fade there to the back corner, and Charles, you know very well that can be hard to stay in bounds on that route.
So difficult because you have to start the route to give yourself enough space to actually fade away from the defender and stay in bounds, just as you described. If the defender's able to take away that little bit of cushion, it's often hard to come down inbounds with the ball and complete the play.
This could very well be 4 down territory, but right now we focus on 3rd and goal from the 1. The Patriots in the victory formation as they'll take the knee. Gostkowski now for the Pats field goal try. From the right hash at a bit of a tight angle. And Gostkowski's kick is good. And that will get the lead up to 14. So they settle for just the 3 there, but clearly anything helps when you're trying to salt one away here in the 4th.
Without a doubt, I think a touchdown would have been the final nail. But 3 does give them some breathing room and lets them build up a little cushion.
Gostkowski now converted for 3. Now he'll kick this one away. This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Three receivers to the left, 1 to the right. They'll throw on first down with Osweiler. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go. And we're hitting the end of this one, and it looks to probably be the final play. 1 receiver left, 3 to the right. 1 last shot for Osweiler. And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or 2 in and bats it away.
barring something unforeseen, this will be the last play of the game. One final shot. They'll look to throw. Finding time. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. And Charles, you know what coaches always tell us. We want to win our home games. That much we know. We want to protect our home turf. They got that done in this one.
Exactly right. When you start a season, everyone's goal: win all of your home games, split your road games, and you're likely going to be in the playoffs. But when you win at home, boy, what a great feeling that is. You don't even mind if people are at your house when you get home after a win like that.
So that's a wrap. For Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. The Patriots winners here at home as we say so long from Foxborough.